Tennessee's Move Over law is getting a major boost, and it's all thanks to a new federal grant to help the state when it comes to enforcement. Thank you for joining us for News 2 at 4. I'm Mark Kelly. Now, it comes almost 19 years after the tragic death of one state trooper who was hit and killed on I-40 by a semi-truck driver while conducting a traffic stop. This was in Dickson County. State Capitol reporter Tori Gessner shares the story of his tragic death and another first responder story of survival.
Scrolling through the photos.
This is the van that actually hit me.
These 2-year-old memories are burned into Tennessee City volunteer firefighter Ted Pressgrave's brain and on his body in the form of scars.
I remember laying on the ground, looking at that blood run out and thinking, I'm done. I'm gonna die right here.
It was July 2022. Pressgraves was responding to a truck fire on the side of I-40 in Hickman County. The routine call turned into anything but when the volunteer firefighter says he was hit by a man driving a rented U-Haul who didn't move over.
My left lower leg was rotated 180 degrees and hanging by a thread. When I went into surgery the next morning, they wasn't sure if I was gonna have a foot, if I was gonna have 1 foot or 2 when I came out.
A metal rod, screws, and multiple surgeries. Doctors saved his leg and his life. State Trooper Todd Larkins wasn't as lucky when he was hit by a semi-truck on a traffic call on I-40 nearly 2 decades before.
The trooper pulled up and told me that he was gone. Worst day of my life.
It hasn't gotten any easier for his widow, Alicia, 19 years later, constantly reminded of the tragedy every time another person is hit on the side of the road by drivers who fail to move over. It happened 150 times just last year, according to THP. 2 of those crashes fatal. The victims, TDOT help truck drivers, first responders, and civilians.
Put it really simple, it's got to stop. We've got too many help truck drivers, operators. We've got too many first responders that are being hit and killed on the side of the highway.
The reason why I stopped you was for a failure to move over.
THP has worked hard to enforce the move over law since it passed in 2006. Thanks to a $172,000 grant from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, troopers will be able to enforce it even more, while Pressgraves and Alicia remind drivers of the lives forever changed by those who don't move over.
If you can't move over, slow down. I mean, 10 miles an hour makes the difference between life and death.
Reporting in Dickson, I'm Tori Gessner.
Now, according to Pressgraves, the man who hit him did not have a license either. He got a $500 fine. The semi-truck driver accused of hitting and killing Trooper Larkins got a $50 fine and 3 years probation, according to his widow. Now, neither family was happy with the punishment for the person responsible, and they're asking for a stronger law and more accountability from judges, too.